today we're gonna talk about yakiniku restaurant dinner in Tokyo. We really love it, and if you visit Japan, we hope you have a chance to try it.
Definitely. But what is yakiniku? So yakiniku is a type of Japanese grilled meat where they grill the meat directly on the table, and there's two different kinds of grills, right, Akina?
Yeah, one is just built in the table directly, and the other one is just a portable grill thing.
Yeah. Both are good. We prefer the one built into the table because it has better ventilation and better controls.
Yeah, less smoky.
But both are good. Now, actually, the yakiniku meal is supposed to originate from Korea, and you can definitely see some similarities between Korean barbecue and yakiniku. Like, Korean barbecue tends to be more about getting vegetable leaves, wrapping the meat, putting spicy sauces and pieces of garlic or pepper, and mixing it all together into one bite. Whereas Japanese yakiniku is more about tasting the very high quality meat and maybe adding a little flavor to it, but mostly it was all about the perfect meat. So I think it's worth trying it, and we love getting yakiniku, right?
We love it.
Yeah.
Now, when we go to yakiniku restaurant for dinner, we usually get a meat set, which has kalbi and harami and gyutan, which is usually like a good deal if you get like a set plate. Then we add jomino, which is a bit like
it's part of an intestine, which might sound weird as a foreigner if you never had it, but there's all different kinds of cuts of these sort of intestine meat things, and this one's very good. Like,
the texture is like really interesting.
Yeah,
I don't know how
it's very unique, but I think it's quite nice.
And it's usually have a miso taste to it, so it's kind of sweet and
it's marinated. It's got sort of, it's not crunchy, but it's got sort of a texture inside. It's really nice.
Yeah, it's not chewy, it's not too hard, but it's kind of halfway sharp, and you feel like the texture, like bite into the fiber.
There's a lot of fibers inside, and that complements the other meats well too, because I think when you get that gyutan, it's the tongue meat, right? Mm-hmm. The tongue meat from a cow, and then there's the kalbi, which is more like a Korean style one, and then the harami is like what?
I don't know.
We don't know what harami is, but it's good. So we usually get those. And we also get some garlic, right?
Garlic, it's so good. It's universal, I think.
You get the garlic and oil, which you can put in a little tray and have it just grilling the whole time you're cooking the meat. And we also get some other things like the salad.
Salad and vegetable soup.
Yep.
And just very occasionally we get beef sushi.
Yeah, the beef sushi. They usually have some items on the menu as kind of specialty things. So the beef sushi is something that's just cool to try.
Yeah, we don't get them all the time, but like we'll get sometimes, like a very
special occasions maybe. But anyway, the real star is the meat itself. That's like the focus of the whole meal. And one of our places we really like to go to has like a whole bunch of different sauces you can try. Like they got sweet miso, spicy miso, they got ginger and all different kinds of like tarde sauces. So it's really nice to just dip it in different sauces and try the meats. And it's really good, but I think the thing they need to know is, like, you gotta go to a really good place, right?
I would say so.
Like, certain cuisines in Japan, I think you can get a really good meal and only pay a little bit. And you can get decent ones in Japan, but it seems like a lot of the yakiniku restaurants are all about like an all-you-can-eat thing. Like buffet style or just very cheap meats.
Yeah, those places are getting more common and popular here. So maybe you only find those all-you-can-eat yakiniku places, but the quality of meat is very different if you go to a proper one. So we actually recommend you to go somewhere proper or a little bit more somewhere focused on good meat,
right? So
that you can get the real idea of yakiniku, why it's so good.
Yeah, as I mentioned earlier in the video, like part of the reason for yakiniku is it's focused on the meat itself, like just the quality meat. Whereas the other styles are maybe more about sauce or about mixing other things together. So if you don't get that high quality meat, you're kind of defeating the purpose.
Yeah, but if you go to one of those high quality one, then it's so tasty. So it's too tasty, so you might feel like banging a table like that. Bang.
Well, we don't usually bang the table, but
But like, you know, shoot.
yeah, I don't know if we bang tables as much. I think that's a Japanese thing. If you drink a good beer or if you have a good meal, you just want to bang a table. But basically, like, we get this meal sometimes because it's actually quite rejuvenating. Like the yakiniku, when you get a really high quality one, just feels good. Like your body feels more energized afterwards.
Yeah, you might think it's fatty or too high quality, but it actually really helps your body, I think.
Yeah.
So sometimes I feel like on the verge of getting sick or getting a cold. We might go to this yakiniku place and eat a lot of good meat with a lot of garlic and just lots of veggies. Then I feel better now.
Yeah, it's really good. And, you know, sometimes, as you probably heard, like, Japan has a pretty strong work culture. So if you have a rough week or a stressful week, it is really nice to have that yakiniku afterwards. So it's a pretty unique part of Japanese eating culture.
If you drink, then it's really good with beer too.
Yeah,
Just try it.
Yeah, that's the cherry on top.
Speaking of booze and food,
If you want to check out more of our videos on that topic, we got a whole guide dedicated to booze in Japan, and we got a guide dedicated to the top 10 winter foods in Japan. We got those links down below in the description box. And as always, thanks for watching this video, everybody. Why don't you leave a comment?
Let us know what you think.